Hello everyone, I am Dr. Hari Singh, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Forensic Science and Chemistry. I am here to discuss about the photocatalysis reactions of photoinorganic chemistry. So first of all, this is the introduction that how we require the photocatalytic reactions. As we know that the increasing concentration of the carbon dioxide leads to the product the global warming, and that create the problem. So we need to take a solution, such type of solution which create the carbon dioxide into useful product by the photocatalytic reaction. So photocatalytic reaction basically used in different purpose like water purification, air purification and degradation of the organic compound. So first of all, we should know what is the photocatalytic reaction. So we can understand that by the word, the photocatalysis is the catalysis type of reaction in which we can modify the rate of photoreaction, and which involving in the chemical reaction by the absorption of the light by some catalyst. So that particularly and that catalyst without consuming into the reaction. So basically we can understand that we require the photocatalyst, such type of semiconductor which can modify the rate of chemical reaction with the light irradiation. So for that purpose we should know, or we should require that the photocatalyst having the light energy, the irradiation for the photocatalyst having the light energy greater than that of the band gap, and which create the electron hole interaction for the photocatalytic performance of the reaction. So basically we should require for this reaction that n-type semiconductor are chosen for the photocatalytic reaction, because this reaction is very clean, and we can say this type of the green chemistry, the part of the green chemistry. As we have seen the so many example of the photocatalytic reaction, and in the nature we have seen the best example for the photocatalytic, it is the photosynthesis. So we know that the photosynthesis is the natural photocatalytic reaction in which we can in which we know that the carbon dioxide and water convert into the sugar molecules in the presence of sunlight in green plant in chlorophyll. So basically what we can learn from this photosynthesis, which is a natural photocatalytic reaction, we can make it artificial photocatalytic reaction, which is the water splitting. So water splitting is one of the example for the artificial photosynthesis, which is a part of the photocatalytic reaction, in which we can split the water into the hydrogen and oxygen. So the another example of photocatalytic reaction is that the use of the titanium oxide for the organic pollutant, degradation of that organic pollutant into the less harmful product like water and carbon dioxide. As you can see from the figure that titanium oxide, basically anatase type of the titanium oxide can be used for this reaction. So different materials day by day suggested and improve into the reaction, improve into the research, that we have seen that zinc type of material, anatase type of material are available into the nature, or we can synthesize for this reaction. Basically titanium oxide and anatase will be more preferentially suitable. Later we will discuss why the anatase type of reaction is required, why the anatase type of material is basically used for the photocatalytic reaction. So first of all we should know that this photocatalytic reaction can be used in the carbon dioxide to chemical like methanol, or degradation of organic pollutant and decomposition of the nitrous oxide, and basically in the air purification. This is the structure of the carbon dioxide. We should know that why we are try to converting carbon dioxide into useful product like methanol and methane, which is a fuel. So we should know that basically carbon dioxide is a thermodynamically stirred, so it is very difficult to degrade or to convert into the useful product. So we can understand that the various type of reactions are available like chemical, photochemical and the biochemical, electrochemical, and among them the photocatalytic reaction is very clean and environmentally friendly reaction, which can be used to convert the carbon dioxide into useful products. So we should understand that what parameters are required, what conditions are required for the photocatalytic activity. First of all, we should know that semiconductor type of material require, then properties of that material should be have the band gap, should have the carrier transportation, material should be crystalline, high surface area, and it should be chemically stable. So anatase TiO2 is considered to one of the most photocatalytic material, and we can understand that two classes we divide, like photocatalytic reaction performed in UV presence or in visible light. So basically titanium oxide reaction can be performed into the visible light irradiation. So we require to research such type of material which can be visibly light active, and basically light absorption property and spectra and coefficient is very required, and rate of the reduction and oxidation reaction for the electron and hole respectively we need to do this type of reaction. As we know that photon first this reaction, photocatalytic reaction, can be performed into the different step, like first photon, that is light irradiation, absorb on and then electron hole generation, and then separation of that electron hole, and then this migration of that electron hole on the active sides of the catalyst surface and producing the radical formation, that hydroxyl and oxygen radical. So here we can see that nanomaterial required, we require the nanomaterial. So the question arises in mind that for what are nanomaterial? The nanomaterial basically range from 1 to 100 nanometer. So we need to make such type of nanomaterial, because in photocatalytic reaction the metal cannot use, even insulator cannot use. We require the semiconductor type of material which should be nanomaterial having the range of 1 to 100 nanometer and porous in size. So why we do not require the metal? Because it has no band gap, it only perform the oxidation and reduction reaction. So insulator have the high band gap, we require, even the insulator have high band gap and it should require the high energy. So we should know that semiconductor type of material will be required which have the suitable band gap. These are the some example by which we can predict that how surface area, how nanomaterial can help to make the high surface area, because we require such type of material in this reaction which have the small particle size and having high surface area. If we made cube type of material, then its surface area is less. If we try to make the surface area with different pores like a structure, that we can increase, and in the third figure we can increase the surface area by creating the pores, by creating the structure, by creating the fringes, by creating the small particle size. So that we need to make the nanomaterial which should have the high surface area, small particles, and suitable for the photocatalytic reaction. So there are different methods suggested into the literature to make the photocatalytic material for the photocatalyst reaction, like thermal decomposition, sol-gel method, microemulsion, hydrothermal method, conduction method, and other method like microwave, non-hydraulic and sonochemical reactions. Basically nanostructured photocatalyst material can be suggested into two steps, like they should be nanocrystalline, means they have the crystalline nature type of material, and nanoporous material, it means they should have the range which I have discussed in the previous slide, that nano range have 1 to 100, and porosity which create the high surface area. This is the example that how photocatalytic reaction performed. Like we have seen here that organic compound first photocatalyzed by titanium oxide in the presence of UV. Again we are discussing that we have two type of photocatalytic reaction, whether it is UV active or visibly active. Titanium oxide is preferred to be the UV active, so it photocatalyzed by TiO2 in the presence of UV light and produce water and carbon dioxide. So we can understand that it organic compound like odor, dust, pollutant which will be neutralized by using TiO2. So again the caution is that we have to make the high efficient photocatalytic material which can be used into the photocatalytic reaction. So what we researcher focus that they have used the noble metal deposition in TiO2, that is titanium oxide. So make the efficient photocatalytic activity which we have seen from this figure, that like if we increase the band gap, basically titanium oxide TiO2 had the band gap 3.2 electron. Once we doped the metal, noble metal like gold, platinum, its band gap decreased to 2.7 electron volt, which leads to produce the high photocatalytic reactions, and by which the formation of the OH minus OH radical, hydroxyl radical, and superoxide radical, and so oxygen form to superoxide radical, that is the reduction reaction, and hydroxyl form the hydroxyl radical and hydroxyl radical in the oxidation reaction. So we can understand that this is the another step by which we can add the noble metal catalyst in the photocatalytic reactions. Again we should know that what is the exact mechanism by the photocatalytic reaction to convert the organic pollutant into useful product and carbon dioxide into useful products. Like titanium oxide first absorb the sunlight, like basically UV, and create the electron and holes. That electrons react with the oxygen to form the superoxide radical, that is O2 dash, and with oxidation reaction, oxidizing power. And this oxygen free radical which react with the electron and the 2 H plus, that is 2 proton, to form the hydrogen peroxide, and hydrogen peroxide further react with the superoxide to form the hydroxyl radical, and that hydroxyl radical is very important for the reaction. And again the water present in the reaction react with the holes to create the hydroxyl radical and H plus ion. So this is the mechanism by which we can predict the reaction. Basically we should understand that material which we are making, it can be used into the antibacterial mechanism, and also used into the water purification by the photocatalytic reaction and dye-sensitized solar cell. So the caution arises in my mind that basically we are focusing on the heterogeneous photocatalytic reaction. So basically the photocatalytic reaction can be homogeneous and heterogeneous. These in the slide we have discussed all about the heterogeneous photocatalytic reaction, in which we should know that the reactant and the catalyst and feedstock, they have the different phase. If we try to do the photocatalytic reaction in the homogeneous, then we have to, one example is that degradation of the organic pollutant, that is the aqueous organic pollutant, in the presence of water soluble or carbon dot structure for the degradation of that organic dyes. The caution again arises in our mind that how we can increase the efficiency of that photocatalytic reaction. So first we have to focus that such type of material should have the low cost photocatalytic and nanostructure type of material, and we should try to make titanium oxide and other photocatalytic material into visible region active, so that we can use the more of the sunlight which is visually active. And the photocorrosion is the another drawback for this reaction. So we try to minimize the photocorrosion of the semiconductor material, and even we should require some reproducible material so that we can achieve and convert the CO2 or degradation of that organic pollutant into maximum cycle. This is the recent research by H. Singh et al. In 2019, which suggested that we can use non-noble nanocomposite for the photocatalytic reaction, which minimize the cost of the photocatalytic activity and photocatalytic reaction, and can be utilized into the daily application. So we can see here, and this nickel oxide basically used for the photocatalytic reaction with the impregnation of the cobalt thiocyanine, and which can used for the photocatalytic reduction of CO2 into methanol. So methanol can be used in the various reactions and various products. So we can obtain the methanol from carbon dioxide using this reaction. Basically how we obtain this reaction, when we nickel oxide used for photocatalytic reaction, the band gap is 2.2 electron volt. Once we dope the low cost material like cobalt thiocyanine into the nickel oxide, the band gap reduced to 2.07, which means that it can effectively reduce the carbon dioxide into methanol in the oxidation, and again the reduction and in the oxidation, and this water split into the oxygen, and further this is because due to the electron hole recombination. So this reaction can be used, and further research need to be do, so that we can obtain the such type of product like hydrogen and methanol, and again carbonates type of from the carbon dioxide by photocatalytic reaction. So basically photocatalytic reaction is found to be very interesting and very good for converting the useful product, for converting the harmful pollutant into useful product. So caution is that what is the we have seen all this slide and understand that what is the advantage of the photocatalysis. As we know that photocatalysis, I have seen from the previous slide that it is environment friendly reaction, and even complete degradation of the pollutant taken place, and there is no secondary product is there during this type of reaction, and it is environmentally protection and environmentally friendly, and we have making such type of cost effective reusable material, even non-toxic reaction is there. And the most important thing, as we know that the green chemistry has the 12 rules, so it follow all the rules of the green chemistry, so it come into the green chemistry part, and even it can be used into the slurry and immobilized reactor. So we can understand such type of reaction is preferably found into the chemistry. So okay student, thank you very much.